Hello, just Mike, NoStressMike.com. And this may not be the kind of video you want to watch. Uh, what I want to talk about is when after shit hits the fan. No, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about any type of bad situation. You get dropped off in an island somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. You're lost in the mountains someplace. Any type of really bad situation. War. It'd be in case of war. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, we're talking about bad situations. So the stuff that you might be hearing me talk about might be a little more than what you want to listen to. But the thing is, you're always going to have people that are going to be acting inappropriate in any situation. And you're always going to need somebody to take a leadership position. You hear me talk about the three-man militia, and this way you're working with two other people that you share about the main thing that you share is the morals. You hear me talk about morals all the time. And when you are in a bad, really bad situation, you don't want to act inappropriate. And there's different ways of handling this. And I'm gonna kind of say stuff, and and like I say, you may think, well, that's immoral, but this is during times when things aren't right. Okay, right now we live in a civilized type society. I've lived in places and with people that weren't all that civilized. So I've learned from what they did, and I've learned from what I did, and it's something that you're going to be stronger. That's the whole idea about when you're correcting someone. They have to be stronger after they made this mistake. And to understand, they have to understand what the mistake was that they made. And then, did they know it? Did they know it was a mistake before they did it? And that's what you need to ask them. And if they knew it was a mistake, and then you ask them what kind of punishment should you receive for making something that you knew was not right, and let them have a chance to explain and all this kind of stuff, but then they still have to. Everybody's got to be corrected, and so you need to talk to them and find out, make sure they understand. Because sometimes it's not that big of a deal, but they still need to be corrected. And that's why everything is all done on, it's the best is have it taken care of at that time. Don't let them sleep on it. And the reason is, they might think they can get away with more if they get a chance to sleep on it. If once they understand the punishment comes as soon as you can after the air, then it's a done deal. You don't have to worry about it anymore. But they have to understand that. Okay. And also, a lot of it depends on the type of atmosphere that you're in. If you're a small group and you're lost in the jungle, the woods, on an island, something like that. Okay, like I say, you need to break everybody down into threes, so then they can watch over each other. You heard of the buddy system, 2 and 2, but I like threes. Threes, you can get much more done with threes, and you have other people watching over you. And they have other people that can ask, is this right? Is this right? And then, so it's more of what they do is determined by what the group thinks, depending on the circumstances and stuff. But the thing is, if you're in a small group like that and you're lost or whatever, one thing you don't want to do is panic. That's why you have someone that's going to be in the leadership position. And even that, I don't like as an individual being in a leadership position. If there's enough people, you're right back to you're having 3 in a leadership position. Now the other, 1 or 2 kind of knows what's going on, and but maybe 1 really doesn't know, what to do and how to do it and all this kind of stuff. But you need someone there that can think. You don't want, in a leadership position, you don't want to get mad and do something stupid, because then you lose respect in everybody from everybody else, and you're going to have even worse problems instead of what you really having to handle. So now, when it's, I try to do like a community, and whatever happens in the community, now this is when things get bad, because we need each other. And so then if you have a household, each household is responsible for everybody in their house. And so if someone in that house does something, stealing from somebody, they at night they go out and steal something from somebody else or something like that. You don't want this type of behavior in your community, especially after a shit hits fan situation, and everybody's trying to do the best they can, stuff like that. And each household is going to be up to them to determine what they need and how they're going to take care of it and stuff like that. And so, in other words, if someone in this household does something that's inappropriate, depending on how bad it is, more than likely, whoever's ahead of that household will be the one that's going to correct them. In other words, you find Johnny, breaking up some stuff that, they shouldn't be doing that. Right now we're limited on what stuff we have. We don't need anybody destroying it. You take Johnny over to their clan and find out who's in charge of their clan, and then explain to them what Johnny did, and then let them figure out what it is they're going to do to correct Johnny. Okay, that's a simple thing, and that's one of the simple ones. But don't try in a situation like that where you've got a neighborhood or a community. Like I say, I've been from a community out in the country, and so there's only a handful of houses out there. And don't try to be in like the leadership position and think you're going to take care of all the problems. You're not. And these are one of the problems that you want to dump off on where did that person come from and what are they going to do about it. And this way, people will understand what the leadership position is trying to do. And they're not, in whatever you do to Johnny or whatever it is, these people that have done something, then now that will be held, that'll be taken care of in that clan. And then the leadership of whatever's trying to get everybody, make sure everybody's got water and make sure everybody's safe, and we got security, and and all this kind of stuff. You don't want to dump that little stuff. That's kind of stuff that they don't want to mess with, because they got to deal with sick people. They got to deal with plans that aren't doing really well, and what are you going to do with them? How are you going to get them taken care of? That's another video. But I'm talking about individuals. And so this is why you don't want to let somebody else pass the buck. Like now, just dial 911. You don't have to handle it. Okay, well, we're not going to be doing that. You don't want me handling it. And a good example that you don't want me handling. Let's say I teach people not only home defense, but like I say, the meet and greet. Teach them how to do their things. How to protect your area, and like I say, the clan that, or not a clan, but the community, whatever, however many, it might be 2 or 3 houses, 5, 10, 20 houses. I don't know, but you're going to have a meet and greet group that's going to have to meet people that are coming into this area, because what are you going to do with them? Are they coming through? They're going to be adding more problems. So that's what their job is, to take care of that stuff. And this is what I'm saying. Okay, if I'm on the meet and greet, and this one of the people in our group, they caught him in the next community, and he's over there stealing stuff. Probably food, or no telling what he's kind of getting into. Because at night, nobody should be out anywhere. So then if he gets out and goes over there, that's a bad thing. Now, and I told you when I did some classes on the meet and greet, and what we did is we had a hostage, somebody that we found. And it's what we were talking about. What we found was somebody that was stealing chickens, and we caught him. And we're bringing him. He said he was from this community, so we brought him over to your community. And so, I'm not going to let these people, even these people in the next community, they're not coming into our area, unless they're invited, So, but more than likely they won't. So then now they come in with this person they caught over there. Okay. And he's stealing chickens. Okay, and I waited, when we did this scenario, I waited and see what they were going to do, and make everybody think and stuff like that. I already know what I'm going to do. And this is what I try to talk about. I try to get people to think about scenarios, think about what you would do now. And then it's easier to make that decision later on. And the thing is, so then now you bring this guy, and he says, the guy says he's from your community, and I'll look at him and, say, yeah, he sure is. Okay, what did he do? And then he said, well, we found him stealing chickens, and that's where we caught him. And I said, okay, no problem. And then I got him right then and there. And the reason is, if he's doing that, he very much should know better. And not only, now we can't trust this person at all. And we don't have no jails and stuff to put people in. When somebody makes a mistake, and if they need some kind of punishment or something, we probably have a work detail to put them in. And then so then, they can do something to better the community and better himself. But in that particular case, he's not. He's putting us all in jeopardy. Now, when I did that, now the other community that got him, they're going to say, wow, this community here, I don't think we're going to have a lot of trouble from them. And then our community, And they're going to say, man, why and how did you do that? Okay, I did it because, like I say, we can't trust him. And right now, we know you can't control him. Whatever clan he came from, they can't control him. Because you should have controlled this so I didn't have to deal with it. And so I'm dealing with it now. Now, all these other clans, the households and stuff over there, they're going to look at their people and say, you do as I tell you. And then everybody's going to be much, much better. And so this is something you need to think about now, because we won't have jails and we won't have 911 to call. We're going to have to deal with this stuff ourselves. And I've had to deal with it all the time. When I'm traveling all around and all these weird places, I've seen some really weird stuff. But it all will make sense when the time comes. Now, we're civilized. It may not make sense, but it does. This Mike, NoStressMike.com.